thought I'd try something new today. Anyways, I've been eyeing Scifigure industry Luminent J29 for a while now, but I never could jump on it. However, if you saw my video on Bone Crusher, you would know that the local site I use, All My Primers, had a sale going on and I snagged a bunch of stuff from it, including Luminent for 110 SGD. Now, that may sound pricey, it's more expensive than a leader class. However, having him in hand, the original price of 150 SGD doesn't sound that bad. I actually think it's worth that price, and I would happily pay full price for it. Well, not me, my dad. Now, that price can be hard to stomach, combined with the fact that it's roughly the same size as SS Starscream here, Voyager size, and I would also be a tad apprehensive. But, unlike this guy here, it has a significant amount of die-cast metal in use, mainly in the joints, which if you take a closer look, you can see the elbows, the shoulders, the neck region, the legs, the knees as well, and even this armature point. It's a significant amount and it gives it a satisfying heft, something that I really liked in all my Binotech figures. The other factor is something you'll see later, the transformation, or deformation, because Chinese companies really like using that word. And something that struck out to me was that the design of this mecha, because it's a mecha, it belongs to a manhua, which is like a manga but Chinese. It looks like it belongs in the world of Macross. And given the similarities, I think it's a fair comparison because the back of the jet comes the legs, the wings can be spliced out like this, the main chest has the cockpit, and it's even partly covered. It's also piloted by a human. I think that's interesting. Head sculpt is quite plain, but as it's a mecha, I feel like it doesn't necessarily need it. An example is Zord Heavy right over here. I like how it uses the jet parts, specifically the wings right over here. They are split into 3. That's something that you don't really see that often. It spices things up. It makes the silhouette more interesting to look at, because if it was just like this, it's not as interesting. It also helps to make this figure feel dynamic. Not that it really needs the help, because the design itself already helps in that. Nothing screams to me as kibble either. Everything has been incorporated really well. Even the back. Nothing feels out of place. Everything feels like it was purposefully put there. Maybe apart from these, but if that's the only thing that feels out of place, then I think it's a job well done. Articulation is also superb. Limbs have lots of range. A lot of it. You got wrist swivels, lots of hand movement, like a fist, lots of range in the head. Looks up, it's a mount that look a bit very much. Looks down, that okay, maybe that much. Got your waist and very satisfying ratchets. Got your ankle pivots up and down. It's all very nice. With that amazing articulation and the placement of the thrusters right over here, you got some amazing flight poses with the included stand. His gun to me is really the only thing that's underwhelming. It's not bad per se. I mean, here it is. It's actually quite nice looking, but compared to everything else, it's uninteresting. Also, there's bad QC, but on my copy, the stand is a bit droopy. And yes, this can transform. Lucky for me, Scifigure's next release fixes this issue of underwhelming accessories for me. But since I don't have that yet, it'll come in around June, let's move on to what is the best part of this thing, transformation. While complex, it doesn't make you want to rip your hair out. I have seen others that if I was doing it, I definitely wouldn't want to do that. Especially if I'm transforming it on camera, because I've done the transformation for this thing for a few times already and I never had trouble with it, but on camera, yeah. There's definitely films that I don't like transforming things on camera, but I do so anyway because I don't know why. Anyways, the end result is spectacular. There is no arguing about it. And I think this is the main reason why I think the original price is okay. Look at this jet mode. It's clean, mostly. I mean, sure, bits of the arms jut out, but it isn't very intrusive. The side profile is also very slim, similar to its real-life counterpart, and the underside of this jet barely leaves any hint of the robot it was once before. I'll bet you most people will think it's just a scale model of the J20 if you didn't tell them anything. An openable cockpit that's a bit droopy, as well as landing gear, helps sell that idea. And you can also store it by just closing this up, folding that way, like a real jet, and just pulling this out, flip them in. There you go. That is really nice. There you go. Just fold that in. There you go. Really nice jet. The stand also transforms for display options. All you have to do is just push this out, flip it around, push this back, and there you go. There's also optional displays like flare these out. Then you also do the other side to make a star. Here's how it looks like, but I prefer this way as it feels a bit more dynamic, especially for jet displays. I am actually torn on whether or not I want to display this in robot or jet mode. Both are just that good, and I constantly transform it because it's actually fun. Well, not on camera, but still fun. Really, the only thing that's not an outright positive is the gun. Again, you can plug it under the wing, however, it looks like an afterthought. But apparently, the manhwa it's from, this gun right here wasn't carried by the main character. It came from someone else. So at least there's an in-universe explanation for why it's an afterthought. It's good looking, but I wish it came in missiles instead. But like SS Starscream, you can just pluck it out of the stand and just swoosh him around. He is just that much fun. And also, here is SS Starscream for comparison, and keyboard management is definitely this guy's strong point. And it should be if you are paying that price for it. The two Chinese tank formats I have fit very nicely with this guy, even though they are not from the same franchise. So, even at 158 SGD, I think this guy is well worth it. Transformation isn't a pain unless it's on camera. Accessories are fine for this, and the engineering for this guy is great. Posability is good. It's just a good transforming figure. But if I remember correctly, the original price at launch was a bit ludicrous, like 200 plus US. That's way too much. However, it's been a few years, so it's mellowed out, allowing me to find it at that price point. What I'm saying is, sub 200 USD is my recommendation. Any higher and I think it's a ripoff, because while the main guy is good, accessories just don't really justify that price point. And with that, I hope this helps in any way. See you next time, and happy hunting.